Good Saturday morning to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich, and this is your outlook for the weekend, January 3rd and 4th, 2015. We're going to start off with the GFS here. This has had a pretty good idea of what was going to happen here for the past several days now, and looks like we're going to be dealing with some snow mixed with sleet early on for interior areas northwest of I-95. And you can see this is looking at the early afternoon hours here. Here is the 32-degree line here. You can see that's northwest of Philadelphia, northwest of I-95 by a good 20 miles or so. And areas northwest here will be in the under snow at first, and that's because of this high pressure sitting here up in Maine. That's going to be continuing to funnel cold air into this system as it's starting to move in from the southwest. And this system is going to overwhelm this the cold here because it's going to be moving up here in this direction here like this. We're going to be in the warm side of it, so this warm air advection is going to override the cold air that's going to be at the surface. The cold air damming from this high pressure is what's going to keep it cold enough that we're going to have some wintry precipitation for much of Saturday. So this moves in actually in the morning on Saturday and across our coverage area. Mixture of snow and sleet, transitioning to freezing rain, and then plain rain by this evening. Some areas might be late afternoon that changes over, but this evening will be further north. So when you have that warm air overriding cold air at the surface, and at the surface temperatures below 32, the snowflake actually melts as it comes through that warm layer, and then it reaches the ground as liquid, and then it freezes on contact since we're below 32 at the surface. That's how the freezing rain concept works, and we will have to deal with a little bit of that tomorrow. But nothing too crazy here. We're not going into some incredibly heavy precipitation here early. Here's 8 a.m. Here's a look at your temperatures at 8 a.m. too. Your 32-degree line is sitting right down here like this. So anything north of here, all up here, this is all frozen precipitation, whether that's falling in the form of snow, sleet, or freezing rain will be dependent on location. But we will have this activity moving up to the north here. Here's 10 a.m. and again, your 32-degree line here at 10 a.m. is still all the way down here in this area here like this. Anything up north of here is now frozen precipitation. Anything over here is frozen precipitation. So there's going to be a pretty decent amount of frozen precipitation falling. So we're expecting up to most areas up to an inch of snow. It could be up to 2 inches up here further north, where it's a little bit colder at the onset, and then we could have up to an inch or up to 1/10 of an inch of ice in most locations. Again, further north, we could have up to 2/2 of an inch of ice accrual. So, it's not a major storm here, but this will be enough that will present some travel problems during the day on Saturday until we start warming up here. And once we get to about 1 o'clock or so here, we're going to have temperatures that are going to, say, right across our central areas will be the 32-degree line. Here is your 32-degree line at this point, kind of going like this here. Anywhere north of here and here are all below freezing at this point. So you can see from the Susquehanna Valley over to Lehigh Valley into northwest New Jersey, still below freezing at this point, but once we get past that point, that's when we get a little warmer. And once we get to evening, everybody warms up except for extreme northeastern PA here at 6 p.m. and then here's 7 p.m. still hanging on here up here in Wayne County and Pike County. But after that point, even there too, it does warm up and we go to just plain rain. And the rest of the storm is then plain rain as we get into Sunday morning. But I do think this moves out of here within a noon or shortly thereafter, in between noon and 3. It looks like on Sunday this moves out, and this is just plain rain at this point once this front moves through. And we're not dealing with anything left over after that point. So we're going to go a little bit further here on the GFS and show this area low pressure here moving up through the Great Lakes, eastern Great Lakes here, bringing us the rain chances straight into here early Sunday morning, and here's Sunday early afternoon. So you can still see the rain here. Again, 12 to 3, it probably ends on Sunday, and then once the front pushes through, cold front at this point is down here like this, and here's your low pressure sitting up here. So once the cold front moves through, winds are going to kick up here. You can see these isobars, again, very tightly packed isobars. Once this front moves through, you're going to have these winds coming in and picking up here, and that's going to be starting already in the overnight hours on Sunday night. and pick up, and then it's going to into Monday morning. And then we start slacking off a little bit with the winds here during the course of the day. Monday, as high pressure moves in from the Ohio Valley. And here's our next system. This is going to be an Alberta Clipper, and this will bring us some light snow, it looks like, here on Tuesday. Now, there's not a lot of moisture with this system here, shown on the model, somewhere between a tenth and 0.15 of an inch. But you really don't need that much liquid equivalent with this. Ratios are going to be very, very high. Temperatures are going to be well below 32. Here's your 32-degree line, by the way, at the point where all the snow is falling. 32-degree line is all the way down here into Virginia and south of our entire coverage area here. There's a 32-degree line here going here. Anything up here, obviously, is colder, and we're talking about temperatures in the low to mid-20s at this point. So anything falling here, especially with temperatures aloft being very, very, very cold, will allow for ratios to be as high as 20 to 1. So if you're only getting like a tenth of an inch, that could be two inches of snow with only a tenth of an inch of liquid equivalent. So we'll keep an eye on that just to see what that does. But again, not a big deal with this system. Probably about an inch or two across our coverage area here with this system. And then after that system leaves, you're going to get windy and cold here, and I mean really cold. Looking at here Thursday, temperatures might not get out of the teens in most locations, and very bitterly cold conditions here. Still breezy here on Thursday as well, but you're going to have temperatures, Wednesday night in the single digits and only getting the teens here on Thursday for highs. So it's going to be very cold, definitely behind this Clipper system on Tuesday. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your forecast for the weekend, January 3rd and 4th, 2015. Have a great Saturday.